Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine, and today I will be your guide through the Light Seers Tarot. The Light Seers Tarot is written and illustrated by Chris-Anne. The publisher is Hay House. It was published first in 2019. So Chris-Anne is a graphic designer, a brand strategist, she's a marketing professional, and she's also the owner of Pixel Brand, which is a graphic design and brand strategy company. Her tagline is that thinking magically is highly strategic. And she is also the creator of the Sacred Creators Oracle. How many times can I say creator in one sentence? That was her first deck, was the Sacred Creators Oracle. She's since completed the Muse Tarot and the Tarot of Curious Creatures, which is very curious. But today we're going to be talking about the Light Seers Tarot, and she's also created this wonderful companion volume, Tarot for Light Seers. Truly a lovely book. It is not included with the deck. There is a deck included in the book, and we will look at that right now. But let's look at what you get in the actual kit. So in this lovely little two-piece box, it is a 78 card Rider-Waite-Smith style deck. And it does come with a very nice chunky little guidebook. It's 184 pages. Every card has an entry, and you get a light and shadow or upright and reversed meaning with each of your cards. And then you get a description and a really nice little mantra for every card. So here at the Nine of Wands, it says, I push beyond my own perceived limitations and I remain open and trusting as I do. And every card, it's all appropriate to the card, and it's just very inspiring. So you get 22 Major Arcana, Fool Through World. The book also has some nice spreads. Some of them are, your typical one a day spread, or some things that are unique. Soul Joy spreads, nice 3-card spread there. It's a little different. Nice twist on things. So, looking at the cards, you get Fool Through World, 22 Major Arcana, as I just said. And if you look at her style, this is beautiful, kind of vibrant pen and ink sketch, with color. She puts in a lot of nice symbology in the cards, so it does really give you plenty to work with as a reader. So she's got some runes here with the High Priestess. And it's a really lovely, very expressive deck to work with. Very interesting point of view, and it's contemporary, it's modern. She's got all kinds of shape, sizes, and colors of people. It's very appropriate to now. So your Minor Arcana, you get 4 suits. We've got Pentacles, Ace through 10, Page, Knight, King, Queen, Swords, Wands, and Cups. So just like a Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and she uses a lot of the same symbology, but she gives it just this wonderful modern conceptual twist to it. It's fresh. I like it. Before we dive into the cards individually, though, what I would like to do is show you this companion volume. This is Tarot for Light Seers. Like I said, this is not sold with the deck. If you get the deck, this is totally adequate. You can jump in with this deck with just this book and have a blast, get some great readings, some really beautiful insights. It's complete with this. And this was what she had originally written with this. But after a period of time, I guess it was still earworming her, and she wanted to go a little bit deeper, and so she did. So this is a 291-page full-color volume that goes with the Light Seer tarot deck. So to begin at the beginning, she's got some great introductions here for, tarot basics for the new card slinger. I love it. Little notes on the Major Arcana, Minor Arcana, and then she's got uprights, reversals, just how to, and then we get into the spreads. Light and Shadow, Soul Joy, both of those were in her little book here. But what she does, she adds in a few other spreads as well. Epic Mission and Badass Dreams. That's a good spread. So when you get into the Major Arcana, you get the description of the card, the light and shadow of the card. Now the keywords here are the same as the little book. But where she expands is here she gives the full story, the Fool's message. The same ideas that she has in here, she's completely expounded on. And then you get your mantra, same mantra. You get some questions, and here's what I super love. Every one of the Major Arcana has its own spread. So I like to use this in such a way as if I get a Major Arcana falling into my reading, wow, I have a spread here that I can go ahead and do some clarification with. And, a spread kind of evolves into another spread. And I've thrown down some tarot where every Major Arcana I'll do its spread, and I just about run out of cards because part of the game in that is to just use the one deck for the clarification. So if that's the rules you want to play by, you do that. If not, you can grab another deck. It's okay. But I like to try and stick with the one deck. So Cosmic Cauldron of Dreams spread with the Magician, Hierophant Steps to Spirit. I can talk. I really can. Hermit's Inner Lamp. And then we go into the Minor Arcana, and she has this expanded, much richer description for every one of the cards. And then kind of comparing, the 3 to the 4. And then over here, we'll compare the 5 and the 6. 5 to the 6. And kind of how all the cards relate to each other. So very beautiful. Also, you get to the back here and you get these wonderful tables of correspondences. So she does this whole symbols chart between the Rider-Waite-Smith and then her deck. Brilliant. She also has the astrology and the runes. Let's get to those pages because that's really cool. The Major Arcana correspondences, astrology, element, runes, musical correspondences. I had not read about that until I read Chris Ann's work, so thank you for that, Chris Ann. And then body and healing. And the music comes from the work of Paul Foster Case. The body and healing comes from the work of Aleister Crowley. So don't bag on Crowley. He had good things to say, just because he was kind of a difficult person. I'll just put it nicely. Cheat sheet for runes, elements, elementals, landscapes. Beautiful book. It's beautiful. It's nicely bound. What I like, I can set it on my tarot table and it stays open. Yeah, it's a simple thing. It's perhaps a silly thing to some people, but the idea that it just stays open. Okay, that is my pitch for this book. If you were on the fence, if you had this deck and you were on the fence about, oh, do I want to get that book or not? It's like, I already have this book. Man, if you enjoy this deck, you will definitely enjoy this book. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So now we will look at the cards. So beginning with the Major Arcana, we have the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant. I like that he's a joyful Hierophant. We get some dour Hierophants out there. The Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, the Wheel, Justice, The Hanged Man. Death and rebirth. I like that she kind of puts those concepts together. This is probably one of my favorite death cards of all of the decks that I worked with. Just artistically speaking. Entering into another consciousness. That's great. Temperance. The Devil. The Tower. The Star. The Moon. The Sun. Judgment. And the World. And now we will move on to the Suit of Wands. Beginning with the Ace of Wands, logically. Two of Wands. 3. 4. 5 of Wands. 6. Applause, applause. 7. 8. 9 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Page. Knight. Queen. And King. Now we will move on to Cups. With the Ace of Cups. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6 of Cups. 7. 8. 9. 10. Page of Cups. Knight. Queen. And the King of Cups. Following up with Swords. Ace. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. I find this to be a very interesting interpretation of the Ten of Swords because it's more on, emphasis more on the renewal aspect of the Ten of Swords rather than the, we'll say, completion or death aspect of the Ten of Swords. Swords can be a very difficult suit to work with sometimes because logic can seem very cold. But here we have our Page of Swords with all of her ideas represented by light bulbs on string. Knight. I like that this knight rides a motorcycle. That's pretty cool. Queen of Swords. And the King. Finally, our Pentacles suit, Earth suit here. The Ace. 2. 3. 4 of Pentacles. They're all in our handbag there. 5. Interesting thing about this particular Five of Pentacles, if you look closely, there's a key to this lock over here. There's always a way. 6, 7, 8 of Pentacles. Kind of like that she's sitting in an office chair, because I happen to do a lot of office work, and so I find that very inclusive of the modern definitions of work, which often has us trapped behind a computer. 9 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles, and yes, she has incorporated that Tree of Life design into there. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles. Well, I hope you enjoyed our journey through the Light Seers Tarot. Roses and thorns for this deck? I have no thorns. This is a fabulous deck. This is a deck of roses. I really enjoy the artwork, the symbology, the level of effort that she's put into these descriptions and into this, of course, beautiful companion volume. Highly recommend. I mean, you don't have to have it. You don't. You could read the deck with just this, but oh, she adds so much more with this book. I'm so impressed. So very impressed. So, yes, definite deck of roses. It's just really fun to work with. It's really easy to read, you know, and her writing's fabulous. So, you know, 100% on this deck. This has been really great. In fact, I am going to do a reading, not just one reading. I'm going to do all of this week's readings using this deck. So I'm kind of changing my format a little bit if you've been following me. I used to do 3 reviews a week and then 1 reading with each one of those reviews. Well, I'm going to do 1 review a week, and the other videos are going to be a tarot reading for every day. So I hope you will join me this week, Monday through Friday, for all of our wonderful tarot readings, and we'll see what the Light Seers Tarot has to reveal to us this week. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.